We need a Tsubasa route now.
Just a route for every female in every game that we play.
Stop introducing new characters. We'll want a route.
What are you doing to us? We're so thirsty.
Hello, everybody.
Hey.
It's Otaku Tuesday.
Oh my god. And we're changing things up because you said the things.
Yeah.
Normally I say them for some reason.
I said hello, everybody, and then just froze like a deer in the headlights.
What's the next thing?
I'm Eric Travis.
And I'm Travis Eric. We're Bookend Gaming. That's the problem I always have. Like when I do these videos, because it's like, do I start with the Otaku Tuesday? Do I start with the game we're playing? Do I start with We're Bookend Gaming? Do I start with my name? Like, there's so many options.
There are so many options.
But for some reason,
do I start with our paid
thing?
sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends?
If only. I mean, you make the joke, but if they actually sponsored us, I would suck their dick.
Yeah, well.
Call me Raid Shadow Legends. Okay, so.
But yeah, so that's it. And we banged last time we were here together.
Yeah, well, in the game.
In the game.
Also in the game. And her mom is all like, screw you, how dare you. You've ruined my family, blah, blah, blah.
Correct. How dare you, Otaku Tuesday on my bed.
Right, oh, God. Yeah, but then she just, like, left us with her, like, we're not going to bang? Come on, you knew. You knew this was
That's when
happen.
you bang.
Right, of
and
course.
And then Hisao is getting kind of chummy with the sister, finally.
Right.
Took him a while.
Yeah.
But they went to, like, a lab or a museum or something. She was showing him something, like a robotech lab.
It's a robotics lab at her college. Or a tech school or something like that. And he was all like, I want to check that out because I want to be a science teacher for some reason in every reality.
And she wears a hoodie, but she doesn't. It keeps mentioning her hoodie.
Yeah, she's got these long sleeves that don't exist. It's an invisible hoodie.
But
so before, like, we always do this beforehand, faff. And I have something I need to ask you because there's some, like, TikTok thing going on.
Oh, dear.
What is Goofy?
What do you mean? Oh, what is he?
What is he?
He's a dog.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
How do you... Okay, let's say...
Because it's always been weird because it's like him and Pluto are both dogs, but...
Right. Well, the argument now is
that
he's a cow. Because he gets it on with Clarabelle.
Yeah.
And people are even saying, like, well, Clarabelle is Max's mom. No! Max's mom is dead.
That's not a thing.
That's the argument. People are like, well, he's obviously a cow because Pluto's a dog. And it's so hard for me because my wife is, like, on the cow side of it.
Oh, no.
And it's so hard for me to
This is the end all.
Right. When you love someone, you respect someone, you don't want to call their opinion fucking moronic.
Right.
Like, she's so wrong, but I can't just be like, no, you're fucking wrong.
Right.
He's a dog. And maybe there is, like, some merit to the argument of, oh, well, Pluto's a dog, blah, blah, blah. You're telling me there's no cartoon where Mickey Mouse appears, that there's also not regular mice somewhere?
Right. I know for a fact that there's been Donald Duck with some real ducks.
With actual ducks, yeah. So they both exist, so he can be a dog and Pluto can be a dog.
Yes.
And he's a dog. Pete's a dog, is he not?
I think so.
So there you go. He's a dog, Pluto's a dog, so Goofy
and we're all dogs.
Yeah, it's just, I shouldn't get upset about it, but the fact that the argument, she was so like, no, he's a cow, you're wrong. And like, she's like, I'll Google it, and she typed in, is Goofy a cow?
Right.
Like, I wonder what's going to pop up.
Yeah.
All the people that say Goofy's a cow.
The current trends.
Yeah. God, he's a dog. If anyone comments in here and says Goofy's a cow, I respect your opinion, but you're wrong. Sorry. Just had to get that out there.
Okay, I was not expecting that one.
For the future. Well,
I've not heard about that at all, but yes.
I knew you would be the one to ask because you do the Goofy voice, so you would know. Well, they even asked...
You think I'd fuck some heifer?
Yeah. Well, maybe he does on the side, but that's not Max's mom. She's dead.
Right.
And Max's dad isn't even Goofy. It's the milkman. You've seen that gif or whatever? It's definitely the milkman. Okay, sorry.
I'm gonna click now.
Oh, I didn't even... Did we read this last time?
I have no idea, but they're watching a movie and it's pleasant.
Okay, just go ahead and click that. Sorry, I just had to get that out. And
okay.
This is the best place for me to... This will reach the most ears.
Right. That's true. It is Tuesday, my dudes.
Yeah, I always have to get these arguments out on Tuesdays. So, voice your opinions or don't. I don't care. Dislike the video.
You can't see it anymore anyways.
Oh, God, that's stupid, too. While things have improved slightly from the heavy stuff around my arrival, it'd be a lie to say everything's back to normality. She uses that word a lot. Now that the dust has settled, it seems her parents are simply ignoring my existence before I'm out of their hair for good. Questions such as whether I deserve that treatment or not are irrelevant now. I've never been one to ponder how the world isn't, or how it should be, only how it is. Hisao's interest in what's playing is about as low as it could be while still being polite, his attention more on patting the sleeping dog in his lap than anything else. Having no such worries, I loudly begin to snore.
I wonder if the sister wants to have sex with me.
I mean, is Goofy a dog or is he a cow?
He's like scrolling through on his phone.
Yeah.
It's fucking stupid. It's a dog.
It's obviously a dog. I'm pretty sure when Goofy was introduced, his name wasn't Goofy. It was like Dapper Dog or something like that. Or like Dippy Dog or something like that.
It could be. Be quiet. He's a cow.
We're gonna fight. Her placid face holds, holding her knees to her chest as she watches the television ahead of us with total concentration. I don't even see the appeal of this. Sure, she likes romantic shows and the usual sappy crap, but this is the most delightfully boring show she's inflicted on me yet. Set in Victorian England, it seems to be about some fancy estate this rich woman wants to keep.
Okay, what show is this?
Are they watching? Is this Downton Abbey?
Oh.
I don't know anything about that
I don't
show,
either.
but I just assume boring British show. I think, anyway. It's gone on so long that I started to lose track. Hisao, what's the appeal in this? He just shrugs, content to relax in the recliner with his new furry friend.
I don't know, I'm on TikTok. Don't ask me.
Suzu?
It's a nice setting. The houses and outfits are pretty too.
Nerds are so weird.
You're weird.
Screw you. As much as I'd like to complain further, I did get my choice of movie before this, so I guess she has to have her turn. I made him watch Mad Max Fury Road. That just seems like a movie she would like. Accepting my fate and doing my best to avoid falling asleep before it ends, a familiar smell enters the room. Musty would be the best word for it. Miyu's head perks up, practically trained to recognize the scent.
Part.
I have arrived. Sure enough, Tsubasa strolls into the room with a cigarette perched in her mouth. She takes a hold of her shoulder before rolling her arm about in its socket to try and free up the joint.
You're not old yet. I don't remember her voice. Oh, yeah. I sure feel like it.
She grabs her neck next, tilting her head from side to side. University sure seemed to take its toll on her.
You shouldn't do that inside. Mom and Dad will kill you if
Didn't we read this?
Oh, we did read this. Ha!
We read this.
We did read this.
Did we not save?
I don't know.
Uh-oh. Pause the episode. Pause the episode. Oh, God. Panic. Okay, we're back. We didn't do this before.
No, I'm pretty sure that line has been...
It was like they had the exact same conversation.
Yeah.
Where she came in smoking, and she was like, don't do that. And they said the exact same... Like, that's so confusing. Something's wrong.
The timeline.
It's repeating. Okay, sorry about that.
Get stitches. I mean the smell. It sticks around.
Tsubasa looks a little surprised at her sister's looking out for her. She really should just kick the habit already. She takes a cigarette from her lips and gives a haughty puff, her focus moving from her sister to the television as dramatic music suddenly plays. Dun dun dun.
Is that Downton Abbey's theme?
That's the intense hamster gerbil, whatever that thing is. Perhaps the only interesting thing in the movie happens with a bookcase falling on some guy. Oh, it's a movie?
Oh. Ouch. Anyway, I'm taking the dog for a walk. You kiddos want to come? Oh, fuck, I do.
Miyu catches the T word, excitedly leaping off Hisao and tearing up to Tsubasa with its tail flicking wildly.
It's Haru from another timeline.
With Suzu's attention remaining wholly on what's happening on the screen, she doesn't notice the pointed way her sister locks eyes with me, wanting to escape the house and get some sun anyway. I shrug and accept. I'm gonna go bang your sister. Sure.
It's over.
Oh, God. Huh? I turn around to see the television once more. The credits have finally begun to scroll. It just ends with the guy getting hit with a bookcase.
Yeah.
He's dead! Roll credits. Thank God. How bloody long was that thing?
It was only 2 hours. Can you really not sit in one place that long? Can you two stop picking on each other? I'm about to go.
Miyu started running around the room in anticipation, her lead trailing behind her. Coming.
I'll come too.
Dang it. Can't pick up on her sister now. As Suzu looks at me, I find myself slightly pleased by her eagerness. She isn't the type to enjoy going outside and getting exercise for its own sake, after all.
We need a Tsubasa route now.
Just a route for every female in every game that we play.
Stop introducing new characters. We'll want a route.
What are you doing to us? We're so thirsty. With Hisao deciding the allure of Suzu's game collection was greater than his want to take a walk with us, she, her sister, and I end up making a misshapen trio as we walk along the sun-baked street. Suzu takes command of Miyu as the dog stops every so often to sniff at this or that, while her sister smokes away with her hands in her pockets. As for me, I continue my reading of a manga I scavenged from her room.
Looks like they're making a album cover.
About to drop the hottest hit.
Yeah.
Hey, Suzu, why do you like this stuff? The tits.
Do you have to insult my tastes all the time?
I mean it. I seriously don't understand. Like, take this one. A girl goes to a cafe, mopes a bit, gets a coffee refill from the waitress, then leaves after they tell each other their names.
Or he walks into a convenience store, walks back out, and he's suddenly in another world. All in the first 10 seconds of the episode, so it's an isekai anime.
Oh, God. There's not enough of those.
That one. I like that chapter.
Her voice lilts a little, the mere thought of it enough to please her. And that's it? There's no more chapters?
I love it when you lilt. It's a short story about hope and budding romance between passing strangers. There are no more chapters.
They told each other their names. Miyu stops to pee on a flower that apparently deserved a bit of watering.
Good thing it wasn't Tsubasa.
Tsubasa just lets her gaze wander around the houses lining the suburb street. It's almost maddeningly pedestrian. It probably means nothing to Tsubasa, but after so long living within the school campus and nearby town, what passes for normality, she says that all the time, takes on a new significance. Maybe that's one of the reasons I wanted to come here beyond Suzu. Chance to live the normal middle-class life I've never had, at least for a time.
A new normality, you might say.
Summer's normality. I turn out to be a lost cause for Suzu as she tugs at the obstinate Miyu, eventually managing to get her to walk once more. Noticing Tsubasa walking a little slower than usual, I match her pace as we end up following a few more yards behind the other two. Our voices are a little more than a whisper.
Sorry I smoke. I can't keep up.
Well, bang, okay. So what's up?
It really should be Dad following this up, but with things as they are...
Oh, so it's about that. Arrangements regarding medication and other ways of dealing with her narcolepsy have generally fallen to her father to manage. Feels really dumb to need her sister to act as an intermediary, but that's the way things stand. Blech. The dog got a hold of Laffy Taffy. Stop him! She starts telling Miyu off for struggling to reach a middle-aged man walking on the other side of the road. Ain't it clear she's not listening in on us?
It's an airhead. He's out of control.
He's floating away. Shoot.
How's she been?
There's one thing I want to tell you and another I should tell you. It's hardly scientific, but she hasn't been great lately. She's been trying to hide it, too. Arf. The cigarette in her mouth takes on a distinct downward slant.
Yo, give me a hit. Guess I'll report that back to the mothership, then. Her doctor wanted to try a new regime, so I guess it's not working. What a pain.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news.
What about you, anyway? You're chipper as always.
Can't keep me down for long.
Unless...
My cheesy grin seems to lighten her mood. It's true that missing a hand causes a lot of day-to-day annoyances, but at least I don't have to take drugs to deal with it. I just do it for fun. Both of us came off better than Hisao, too.
You can't tell, but I'm flipping you off right now. Thoughts gone to your other comrade?
Yeah, guy's a bit of a weird one like Suzu, I'm afraid.
Really, they'd be perfect together.
Yeah, kind of ruined that.
He isn't so bad. Damn shame what happened to him, though.
You know about it?
He told me a while ago. Shitty thing to happen to such a sweet kid.
He's so quick to tell people in this.
Yeah.
Like in the main game, he was always like, I don't know if I should say
Took him a
anything.
long time.
You really need to stop talking like some 50-year-old.
She was born 50 years old with
Oh
no
my God.
face.
She's been listening to us the whole time. Both of us briefly wonder how much of our conversation Suzu's caught, but she gives no indication of having heard anything untoward.
Being mature is considered a positive thing, Suzu. I am mature, unlike some.
Damn. and there's the dig at me every bloody time.
Oh, shit, I'm out of here.
Tsubasa just smiles at us as she takes Miyu's leash and skips on a couple of steps ahead, leaving Suzu and I to walk behind.
Ruining Laffy Taffy time.
Suzu opens her handbag, allowing me to deposit the book and take her hand in mine. With that, our trio sets forth once more. I really could get used to these quiet days.
What's the name of the album?
Quiet days.
Quiet Days.
Quiet days of Suzu.
Summer's Quiet Days. I wonder how much longer we have.
I don't know. I
Is
didn't
this a
think it was gonna
finale?
be that long. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think it was gonna be that long after we got a route. Since
Right.
This is a mod. With the last day at Suzu's house finally having arrived, there was a little doubt at how to spend it. Thankfully, the trip to the beach is a short one from Suzu's house, with she and I squeezed into the back seat of her sister's car along with our stuff, and Hisao in the front. Tsubasa just taps away at the wheel as she drives, her homely hoodie thankfully shirked in favor of a light airy shirt.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, she finally got rid of that hoodie. God,
Jeez.
jeez.
Taking her long. It's just going to cut back to her and she's
She'll
just
have
topless
a-
now.
No, she'll have a
Or
hoodie
have
on.
the hoodie. Oh, we did that backward. My bad.
Something's wrong.
Everyone got everything? I'm not turning back, you know.
Yes, Mom.
It's
I-
Mommy.
I looked at Mommy Milky. I looked at Suzu, her gaze directed out the car window. While she might put on her usual stoic act, it's obvious that the whole affair around her parents is taking its toll on Suzu. If nothing else, at least this trip might take her mind off things.
Are they going to the beach?
Yeah.
Hold on. Not taking a swimsuit, Tsubasa? Is it a nude beach?
It will be, in my mind. Come to think of it, Hisao slipped into using her first name in the last few days. I barely even noticed the change.
We know what that means.
Yeah, they banged.
You seem disappointed. Well,
Not as disappointed as
Oh,
you're going to
jeez.
be.
I think that skipped a line.
Oh, yeah. He's not the only one disappointed, you know.
Oh. Not much for swimming, I'm afraid. Just here to cool off from uni for a bit. All you ever think about is your university work. That's what uni's like, Suzu.
Uni?
Someday you're gonna have to go through all this too. Planning on following your sister into engineering? What? No. It's not that bad.
What a glowing
There's a lot of
review.
hot guys there.
Engineering? I doubt it. Sorry if you're in engineering. I kind of want to jump into the conversation, but there's not much I can really say. As far as my mind goes, the end of Yamaku is a full stop, a period at the end of a sentence. I don't have the grades nor work ethic to make it very far. Suzu just stays quiet, with Hisao and Tsubasa ending up talking between themselves. With Hisao providing a willing audience, Tsubasa tends to talk casually about this aspect of her work and that with him. Of her work and that with him, occasionally wandering into other aspects of her life almost accidentally. It's charming, for lack of a better term. Hard to tell if she's just using him as a scratching post or genuinely thinks fondly of him, but they seem to enjoy each other's company nevertheless.
Oh.
It all makes me wonder how they, or any other watching us, would see the relationship between Suzu and I. The question plays on my mind for the rest of the journey.
We need that route.
Right?
Yay!
It takes a bit of a scan to find where Tsubasa set up the umbrella, towel, and bags, given the multitude of similar little areas set up around the beach's expanse. Looks like it's a pretty busy day, thanks to the good weather and summer holidays.
Yeah, look at all those people.
Right? Parents try their best to lather their kids with sunscreen before they race off to build sandcastles and run about. A few guys have set up a beach volleyball area, and the teenage girls occupy themselves with working on their tans. I suppose I'm already covered there.
Jeez.
Oh my god, he's just letting it all hang out.
He's mighty.
I never like what the surgeon like started cutting, got to like his stomach and sneezed, and like, oh, I missed a spot. That's fine. Like he had heart surgery. Why did he cut down to his stomach?
I think that's his stomach, his like
just like
belly
his
button
abs.
and abs.
Oh my god, he's ripped. It's Hisao. I need the Hisao route now. Oh, I guess that's a thing. It's Hisao who's helped me find the modest camp. Haven't already changed as he stands by it and keeping a watch for us. Tsubasa becomes visible just past him as I walk up, laying back on the towel with her eyes closed as smoke wafts up from her cigarette. So this is home base.
She grabs her. Oh, okay. It's an educational trip.
Right? As Hisao nods, his gaze moves downwards from my head. I wouldn't mind if it settled on my bust, given that he is a guy, especially given the black bikini showing them pretty well, but it's another part of me that he finds trouble with. You don't need to stare, dude.
Sorry.
I got a penis. Get over it. Well, it's not like I don't like it. Well, it's not like don't know why.
What'd you say?
What? Well, it's not like I don't know why. Yeah, those two words are just flipped. You haven't seen my stump without the bandages before, have you?
Why do you wear them, though? I can't see any injuries.
It looks cool.
That's it?
Isn't that good enough reason? It's an improvement over a bare stump. And I dress as a mummy on every Halloween.
Yeah.
It gives me a head start. I shouldn't be too hard on him. I've done something to myself is reasonable enough. Even if he might still be unconvinced, I'm sure the bandage looks is definitely cooler. As his eyes move off my stump and pass over the rest of my body, it's obvious he has more than a passing interest. The stump might be new, but you have seen a girl before, right? No.
I was just thinking how all that exercise sure pays off.
I give a grin and move my hips from side to side, but even as he tries to appear nonplussed, his cheeks come that little bit rosier. He can be a real prude sometimes. You're not half bad yourself, you know.
All
Hey,
right.
what the fuck?
I was going to say, this is flirting at this point.
Get out of here.
Aside from the scar.
Come on, it's just a line. Nobody seriously cares about that.
I just thought it was an extension of your belly button.
Something, or more likely someone, catches Hisao's attention as he leans sideways to look past me and waves.
Oh, hey, Suzu.
Ugh, God, way to ruin the moment.
Whoa, jeez.
Rewind.
You can't see her.
I turn to greet the girl dressed in her usual blue and white striped two-piece, but she passes me as soon as I do. Without so much as a word or nor glance of the eyes, she walks straight past the both of us and heads for the water. Hopefully she's not sleepwalking. Hey, Suzu? Suzu!
Don't go too far.
She doesn't respond to my voice or waving, putting me off more than a little. I get the feeling she's not happy.
Probably because you're flirting with Hisao.
Right?
Is that a rhetorical question? You obviously pissed her off.
Huh? How?
By saying everything she loves is stupid and then flirting with me?
Right.
It's not that hard to see why. You were being kind of flirty.
We were just talking. You want to grab my ass?
He's right, you know. Grab my ass.
Tsubasa don't even bother to open her eyes as she gives her input, content to expend as little energy today as possible. Alright, fine, I'll go pick her up.
Oh, literally.
Okay, then. I trudge back to camp with my mission accomplished, Suzu's body held under my right arm. She kicks and struggles a little, but more so out of obligation than any real attempt to work herself free. Not that she probably could anyway.
Put me down, please.
She's so tiny. Later.
Now.
As we reach the tube waiting for us, Suzu's protestations?
Protestations?
That's not a
I
word.
don't know.
Gives Tsubasa enough reason to finally open her eyes and stare at us. Hisao's expression betrays that he at least half expected something like this.
I am not a kid. I said put me down.
Why are you being so aggressive all of a sudden? You don't usually complain when I manhandle you.
I'm going to have an attack if you keep this up.
Good. It'll make you easier to carry. The smile on my face makes her finally give up, her head drooping in defeat.
Just put her down. You're making a scene.
Oh yeah, we're on a public beach. Looking around affirms that fact, but a few people around us distracted by the goings-ons.
Damn, that woman's huge.
That's hot. Oh my god, she looks like... that's not even the same character.
No.
That's like a complete... Like someone ripped that from some other anime.
Seems like it.
Why didn't you just keep that? Maybe they didn't have a clothed version of that character.
Probably not.
I keep hitting the wire on my mic. I'm worried now.
She's hot.
I know, God. What happened? The beach does her well. Content that I've had my fun, I do as she asks and set her back on her feet. Still don't think she was being that reasonable for me and Hisao, but at least this took her mind off it. Or at least I think so. She still refuses to smile, holding on to that placid face as always. Seems Hisao has caught on to the same thing, but comes to a different conclusion.
I guess this would be a bit old hat for you, given you grew up here. What do you mean? I like the beach. Just look at me.
Well, stop being a bitch then.
You certainly don't look it.
Hoping to help Suzu convey her emotions a little better, I bring my finger around her cheek from behind and poke it into the side of her mouth, dragging the corner upwards. Let's put a smile on my face. Can't you see? She's smiling. A nice big happy grin. Hisao just looks at her with an expression of pity.
Are you sure you don't have Stockholm Syndrome? I have wondered.
Assuming whatever that is isn't a positive thing, I give her mouth a couple of tugs to try and make her smile on her own from amusement. Unsurprisingly, she doesn't.
It's so weird. The expressions are different and everything.
Yeah, I know. And he's like wider than he should be.
Right.
That sweater vest really hides his fucking shoulders. I give up on the idea and let her go, taking a glance around the beach. Good few people have decided to come out and enjoy the sun while it lasts. The place dotted with umbrellas, towels, and fold-up chairs of all colors. Given there's increasingly little room to run about on land, the water seems as good a place as any to start. I'm going for a swim. See you losers later.
Oh!
Sprinting off before they can mount any opposition, I head straight towards the blue expanse.
Fall face first.
The water's delightfully warm as I run in, and the surface is relatively calm as well. It's only after getting near waist-high depth that I stop to turn around, urging the others in.
Oh, jeez.
The two take their time, strolling up to the water's edge at a leisurely pace. Suzu skips further in as Hisao, ever the cautious one, stops to carefully gauge the water's temperature with his foot before joining us.
You can swim, right? A bit. It's not like I'm going to drown. You can tell the water's like only 2 foot deep. Good. Probably should have asked you that before. What about you?
Suzu's response is to twist around and take a running dive into the warm blue water. She then drowns.
I guess that answers the question.
Well, time to go home. All we can do is watch as he disappears for a couple of seconds before floating to the surface a good few meters away with her arms out and head looking back at us.
I'll be fine.
I'll be fine, she says.
I did say I'll be fine. See?
With that, she goes back to swimming about as the two of us observe.
She's not half bad.
You said it yourself earlier, she did grow up here.
She just like leaps through the air like a dolphin.
doesn't like actually jump, just whole body rigid, falls asleep halfway in the air, just body slams.
What about you?
I'm no slouch, even without a hand. I just do circles a lot. There was something else I wanted to mention, though. He leans in as my voice grows quieter, surely out of Suzu's hearing range as she once again dives below the surface with practiced ease. Keep an eye on her, right?
Sure, but why?
If she has cataplexy attack and ends up face down...
Oh yeah, that whole thing.
Yeah, obviously. His face drops instantaneously, horribly disturbed by the image. One thing I like about the guy is that he knows when to take things seriously. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll keep an eye on her then, don't worry.
Good
I'll
God.
watch your girlfriend.
Yeah, like, what? I guess I'm just gonna leave? Attaboy. I clap him on the shoulder a couple of times as the two of us watch Suzu resurface once more. Stop touching each other!
Right?
It's nice to see her like this, devoting herself to having fun instead of angsting about others. It's rare that she acts so free, barely even noticing us as she freely flits about in the water. I'm reminded of how I used to be before the accident, just having fun without a care in the world, life's worries being the furthest thing from my mind as I took to the field. And then life kicked me in the balls.
I knew it!
The cool feeling of water suddenly splashing against my body makes me reflexively brace, the culprit grinning as he brings his cupped hands under the surface of the water and throws another lot of water at me. Son of a bitch! I counterattack with a sweep along the water's surface, flicking a spray of water, I'm saying water a lot, into his face and sending him veering backwards into the water.
Normality. Miki, what are you doing?
Flirting. Just messing around in the water. Hey, want to race? That swimming dock out there'd make a good goal. I point to the fairly large platform floating a good distance out from where we are now. With nobody between it and us, it should be a clear run. Evidently, agreeing after taking a look, she swims towards us and wades up the final few feet. Suzu's body might not have been the same kind of athletic build as mine, but she isn't half bad looking as she confidently emerges from the water and brushes her sopping hair back.
What?
Nothing. Just got a lady boner. You coming too? Boy?
It's probably for the best if I don't. I need to stay in the water.
He makes an awkward face with his thumb pointing to his chest. Probably should have remembered that. Yeah, if I go underwater, this opens and like water gets in it.
It's actually a gill.
Oh God.
So out to the platform and back to Hisao?
He like yawns and it like flaps. Sure, give us a countdown, will you?
I currently have a situation going on downstairs and I need to stay under the water.
I can't stand up.
All right, get ready.
Two of us turn and orient ourselves towards the objective. I think I have an okay chance at this, given how she lazes around at school.
And go.
We spring forward simultaneously, each of us off to a good start as the water washes over my body. Suzu might have the advantage in technique, but I have brute force, pushing myself onward with my somewhat hobbled freestyle, my arms pulling me forwards with every stroke. I can feel the yards rapidly disappearing. Comfortable with my pace, I take a moment to slip underwater and see Suzu's efforts. The sight I see is just as I'd hoped for. Her body slides through the water as if she were a native to the sea rather than land.
See? She's a dolphin.
Her hands remain together, pointing the way ahead as her feet flick up and down and body undulates. One could only compare her movement to a dolphin's.
What?
Well, we're good at that. We do that a lot.
A lot.
I find myself captivated by the sight, like so much so that I'm sure there's people out there convinced that we like read ahead or something.
Yeah.
We do it all the time.
We do it all the time.
But we don't read ahead.
Nope.
I promise. The only time we kind of looked ahead on this one because we thought we did it before, but it was like we got to the part where they walked the dog and went, okay.
Yeah,
no,
we walked outside and like, no, we haven't done this.
Yeah. But no, we don't read ahead. We're just, we know a lot about
We
anime.
need to write a VN, apparently.
Yeah, we know where it's going to go. It's pretty obvious, I guess. I find myself captivated by the sight. Her lithe little body. I don't know why I added little.
I don't know.
Gliding through the deep
Getting
blue
turned on over there.
expanse, right? Just with lithe, I always just add little to it. If only I could see this side of her every day.
I mean, you can.
Right. As she passes, I stop my gawking and begin racing again in earnest. I can feel every muscle in my body working away as I punch through the water, reefing myself towards the platform with every ounce of strength I have. I close my eyes and hammer forwards, throwing myself the last few yards towards the goal. Feeling the wooden barrier brush against my fingertips, I throw my head up out of the water to get my bearings and take numerous deep gasps of air. My muscles feel like they're on fire despite being drenched, desperately needing a moment's rest before going on. It turns out Suzu has the same idea as she floats with an arm over the side, a couple of seconds being needed to even notice her for my panting. She might have been there even before I arrived. We going back?
Oh.
Whoa! I can't breathe! She suddenly closes her eyes and pushes her face forwards, pressing her lips to mine with some force. My heart freezes for a moment in shock, not only at the kiss itself, but also her initiative.
She also liked the way that she undulated.
Right? My head is 2 times the size of hers. It's a jarring sensation, with the water on both our lips intermingling and leaving a salty taste on the mouth. I can't even move, my mind left completely addled by her affection.
Now there's definitely lots of onlookers.
Right?
Whoa.
Oh my god, we're getting a paragraph. Let me
guess
take a
so.
drink.
Hisao's probably happy he stayed in the water now.
He's got his own paragraph going on as he watches.
Yeah.
Her lips withdraw all too soon, leaving me to recall the sensation fondly. A dumb grin finds its way onto my face, a warm sensation flooding my body. Perhaps the sensation is what reminded me of the water lapping at my shoulders, my eyes suddenly darting left and right to collect myself and take in my surroundings once more. Suzu, that little brat, has fled. There's no mistaking it. She used her feminine wiles to distract me and taken off at full speed. Torn between despising her for playing such a horrible trick and delight at her deviousness, I bring my feet to the side of the platform and launch myself back towards the beach in hopes of catching her. The effort needed to reach parity with her speed has worked against me, leaving my body tired from the first leg. Doing my best to ignore the pain, I surge onwards. It isn't long before she's in sight, and knowing what I have to do, I make one last push to reach her. I reach out once, but only grab at the water and lose speed. With only one chance left, I make one last lunge and push my hand out once more. Success comes as I feel the back of her shin in my grasp, one solid tug jerking her body back towards mine, sending her arms flailing.
They have the
fucking drown her.
They had the race there normal, but they have to do this for the way back, I guess. This weird little monologue paragraph.
Yeah, because this is going to get like intense all of a sudden. What follows is a chaotic mess of arms and legs as we struggle in the water. Suzu fights to get her head up and work out what's happening, while I struggle to get a grip on her slippery torso to throw her back, task made all the harder with only one hand. I quickly begin to run out of air as we sink further down with our thrashing, my instincts taking command of my body and forcing me away from Suzu towards the surface. You're just drowning her. Much needed air fills my lungs as I take a great breath the moment I reach the waterline. Satisfied that I can still hear her moving about in the water rather than silently drowning, I kick onwards to the shallower waters.
Well, that was fun.
What a bitch. Just let her win. With that, the ordeal is over. With a heave, I bring myself to my feet and begin to wade out, dragging my sore legs out and on to the dry land where I belong. Water pours off my back, hair, and shoulders as I lurch forwards like some shambling swamp monster. I win.
What did it cost? Susie's just lying there dead.
Like face down, bobbing
everything.
In the water. Yeah. Hisao doesn't comment as I drop to my knees. My upper body soon falling. I bet we'll read that line in the other route. Body soon falling as I flop to the ground in exhaustion. Sand pressed against my cheek and lips, but I don't care. I'm on sweet, sweet land, and that's all that matters. I hear the splash of Suzu coming up out of the water behind me. I want to gloat, but I'm too tired to do anything right now.
You okay, Suzu?
I wait for Suzu's answer, with none forthcoming as I hear her footsteps slowly coming closer. Suzu gives a surprisingly firm stomp to my back, sending me into a choking fit as she huffs and continues on to where her sister's sitting. It's Hisao's footsteps that I now hear come beside me, but thankfully no abuse from him is forthcoming.
Hisao's asking if she's okay, and her girlfriend's trying to drown her.
Right?
Was it worth it?
Yeah, totally. I do my best to sound convincing, but I don't quite think I manage it. With Suzu and I too pooped to mess around much more, Hisao's gone to explore around the edge of the beach while I grab a few drinks from the nearby vending machines. He's gonna come back and there's like 4 girls with him.
Yeah.
With my left arm holding the small juice boxes, the walk back to home camp begins.
And then Tsubasa will get jealous, and then that's where it all begins.
Oh, God. There's something cathartic about heavy exercise, and doubly so when you do it with a friend. With my energy worked out of me and a pleasant atmosphere in the air as the others on the beach fool around, I could say it's been a pretty good day.
All in all, in the end.
Yeah, my girlfriend's probably pissed at me, but whatever. I stop momentarily to avoid bumping into a young boy running across my path, giving a reflexive smile as I do. Looking back up, I see Suzu and Tsubasa heading ahead, sitting and talking to one another. Tsubasa seated casually with her hands on the ground behind her, as Suzu holds her knees to her chest. I almost start moving towards them again, but stop as I faintly overhear the topic of conversation.
Is this like the second outfit for Tsubasa? Like Smash Bros, just a color change?
Slightly different colors.
Different colored pants and shirt.
Yeah.
They put you up to this, didn't they? Up to what? Don't play stupid, chaperoning us to keep an eye on me and Miki.
The thought hadn't even entered in my mind, but it does make sense. Tsubasa's reluctant pause in answering all but confirms the idea.
Well, it's not like I didn't want to come anyway. I did need a break, just as I said.
Suzu's shoulders slump in disappointment.
Don't worry about Mom and Dad. I'll sort them out.
She pulls out a knife.
I'll sort it out.
Her tone is as authoritative as it is final, bringing an end to the line of discussion. I want to jump in and lighten things up, but the mood is terribly dour.
I mean, she's not doing a good job preventing anything anyways.
Right, yeah.
So, I mean, what's it matter?
Who cares? Tsubasa thankfully relents, rubbing Suzu's shoulder a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be like that. You're having fun, aren't you?
She nods, which gives me at least a little relief.
You got to see Miyu again, and your dear sister, just in the the last few months, you got a romantic partner, too. And another friend. Far as I can see, things are working out pretty well for you.
She looks to Suzu to see how her assurances have gone down.
Hey, Tsubasa. Thank you.
Boop. Oh, you're all wet. The two look at each other for a while, with Tsubasa eventually bringing her arm around Suzu to bring her to her side.
But let's bump hips.
It's a sweet sight, with sisters sharing a moment between themselves despite all that's gone on. Two don't see each other that often thanks to school, after all, and occupy vastly different social worlds. But today, perhaps just for a moment, they see eye to eye.
Maybe with a step stool.
Yeah, I was going to say Suzu has to stand on a box. My weight shifts as I begin to run towards them, unceremoniously dropping the drinks in my now cold arm on the towel. Neither can get a word out before I grab Suzu's forearm, my body continuing forwards and dragging her up from where she was sitting, with barely any resistance. Whoop, whoop, ah!
Oh, God! She made her taller.
Did she just evolve? What?
Wait, hold on. I'm still recovering from what you already did to me. Miki!
I look back to her sister as I drag Suzu towards the waterline, Tsubasa just smiling as she watches the two of us leave.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Her hair changed colors. That seawater like messed up her hair again.
Massively different.
I just dyed this morning.
Yeah.
It goes gray every day. She's got like this weird, like, caught in this weird time loop where she ages up at the end of each day.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong. we're at an episode.
Are we? Okay.
Yeah, we might as well stop it there. Hopefully that's like we have enough for one more episode.
I feel like there has to be.
Probably. They probably leave. I mean, there's got to be some kind of resolution with the parents.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it be good or bad.
Right.
But there's got to be at least one more thing going on with the parents. Unless they just leave it at nothing. I guess we'll find out next time.
We will find out next time.
Hopefully.